TV7 Israel News is made possible thanks to your generous donations. Shalom and good evening. This is TV7 Israel News broadcast to you from Jerusalem. And in today's top stories, the Islamist Hamas organization warns Israel that it will turn its communities into ghost towns while claiming that it attained the capability to bomb the city of Tel Aviv, which serves as Israel's economic center, with thousands of missiles for an extended period of 6 months. A scheduled meeting between Likud and blue and white negotiating teams was cancelled yet again, increasing the likelihood of an unprecedented third round of elections that may be reluctantly forced on Israel. Iranian President Hassan Rouhani announced the Islamic Republic's fourth step of reducing its commitments under the 2015 nuclear agreement. The Islamist Hamas organization warns Israel that it will turn its communities into ghost towns while claiming that it attained the capability to bomb the city of Tel Aviv, which serves as Israel's economic center, with thousands of missiles for an extended period of 6 months. Speaking at a rally in Gaza City, Hamas leader Yahya Sinwar boasted in his organization's military power, which he claims Jerusalem holds in great regard. Sinwar revealed that despite the ongoing Israeli and Egyptian blockade, Hamas developed a tunnel network of hundreds of kilometers, built hundreds of command and control rooms above and below ground, and increased its weapons stockpiles with thousands of additional anti-tank missiles and mortar shells for the sole purpose of attacking the Jewish state. The Islamist leader further noted that Hamas applies many secret tools to counter attempts made by Israeli intelligence agencies to infiltrate Gaza, and in response to the threats voiced by Israeli leaders, Sinwar insisted that Hamas will make them curse the day they were born. In addition to his numerous threats, Sinwar claimed that Hamas retains absolute control over the Gaza Strip. He did confess, however, that Hamas has been coping with various forms of opposition within the Palestinian enclave. Meanwhile, in Jerusalem, a senior government official told TV7 that Israel is nearing a point of no return in which it will be reluctantly forced to launch a wide-scale ground operation in the Hamas-controlled Gaza Strip. The official, who has to remain anonymous as he was not permitted to speak publicly, explained that rogue terror groups operating in the Palestinian enclave are relentlessly acting to undermine the authority of Hamas, which is likely to lose its hold over Gaza in a next military conflagration. That said, the official noted that Jerusalem views the threats posed from the Gaza Strip as a mere distraction. Both Israel's defense establishment and political leadership understand that the most dangerous threat to the Jewish state comes from the Islamic Republic of Iran, which actively aspires to entrench militarily on Israel's northern front in both Lebanon and Syria, as well as farther to the east in Iraq and Yemen. Turning now to Jerusalem's continued political deadlock, a scheduled meeting between Likud and blue and white negotiating teams was cancelled yet again, increasing the likelihood of an unprecedented third round of elections that may be reluctantly forced on Israel. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's Likud and former IDF Chief of Staff Benny Gantz's blue and white traded accusations and insults amid efforts on both sides to bolster their perceived political advantages. Sources in blue and white told TV7 that for the time being, the conditions for another meeting have not ripened. Efforts are underway, however, to schedule a meeting with the Likud's team for later this week. Similar statements were made to TV7 by Likud officials, yet they indicated that unless blue and white changes their position vis-a-vis a broad unity government that will permit the entire right-wing religious bloc to join, a meeting later this week will be redundant. Meanwhile, blue and white chairman Benny Gantz repeated his call this morning for a unity government to be formed as soon as possible. The former military chief underscored that unity isn't a bloc in which everyone thinks like a single person and acts in the service of a single person, but rather unity exists when all of the parties set aside their personal interests and operate together on behalf of the country, on behalf of the country's future, on behalf of all of our future. Turning now to Israel's northern neighbor, where Turkish and Russian troops in armored vehicles began their second joint ground patrol in northern Syria near the town of Kobani, under a deal that has forced the Kurdish-led Syrian Democratic Forces and its most powerful YPG militia to withdraw from Turkey's border region. Security sources confirmed to TV7 that the joint patrol effectively covers a distance of 72 kilometers, which is a little under 45 miles, at a depth of 5 kilometers from the Turkish border, equal to a little over 3 miles. Meanwhile, in Ankara, Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan said that United States forces were still conducting joint patrols with the Kurdish YPG militia in Syria in a border region that Ankara and Washington had agreed to clear of the Kurdish militant group. Speaking to members of his AK party, the Turkish head of state warned that unless Washington and Moscow abide by their commitments, Ankara will be forced to reevaluate its course of action.
Her iki tarafta da belirlediğimiz güvenli bölge sınırları içinde hala teröristlerin bulunduğunu biliyoruz ha. Yani teröristleri buradan çıkarttık. Buralar teröristlerden arındırıldı laflarıyla aldatamazlar. Daha buralar teröristlerden arındırılmış değil. Ne Tel Rifat'ta ne Münbiş'te hala teröristler oralardan çıkarılmış değil. Amerika ve Rusya ile varlığımız bir mutabakat yaptık. Bu mutabakata biz bağlıyız. Bir şartla. Muhataplarımızın da sözlerini yerine getirmeleri halinde bu geçerlidir.
President Erdogan was referring to U.S. forces that are patrolling oil fields that are situated in northeast Syria, some of which are located within Ankara's envisioned safe zone. In a report published by the Arab 24 network, a U.S. force was seen traveling alongside YPG militants in the strategic town of Melan of Syria's Hasaka province. Asking the American ground force commander on the operational plans of the U.S., he noted that the answers to Washington's intentions will be made public at some of the highest levels.
So for right now, we're just patrolling around. I don't have that answer for you. I'm sure that answer will be made at some of the highest levels, and then I'll be able to answer it better later on.
Turning now to Tehran, where Iranian President Hassan Rouhani announced the Islamic Republic's fourth step of reducing its commitments under the 2015 nuclear agreement. Speaking to Iranian scientists in a speech broadcast live this morning on state television, the Iranian leader said that from tomorrow, instructions were given to activate the sensitive Fordo enrichment facility by injecting gas into 1,044 of its centrifuges.
امروز می‌خوایم ما در خدمت شما فناوران عزیز و شرکت‌های فناوری و نوآوری و کارخانه نوآوری گام چهارم رو اعلام بکنیم. گامی که از فردا برمی‌داریم و سازمان انرژی اتمی رو من همین امروز بهش دستور خواهم داد و موظفش می‌کنم، از فردا گازدهی رو در فردو آغاز می‌کنیم. و این گام ممکنه خب اونا سر صدا کنن بگن آقا چرا رفتید در فردو میخواید این کار رو بکنید، همه اینها رو ما میدونیم.
In addition, Iran announced its intent to launch a new array of 30 advanced IR-6 centrifuges, which will provide the Islamic Republic with a significantly shorter breakout point for a nuclear weapon. Iran's Atomic Energy Organization chief Ali Akbar Salehi unveiled Tehran's plan by mockingly thanking the enemies of the Islamic Republic for creating the opportunity for Iran to attain the advanced technology.
ما باید از دشمن واقعا تشکری هم بکنیم یه همچین فرصتی پیش آورد که اقتدار جمهوری اسلامی ایران به خصوص در صنعت فناوری هسته‌ای به نمایش گذاشته بشه که در یک فاصله کوتاه چگونه توانستن یک چنین دستاوردی که الان شما در S8.
Despite these developments, European powers continue to voice hope of reinstating the 2015 accord with Tehran.
Letztlich setzt der Iran damit nichts anderes als die Zukunft der Nuklearvereinbarung in Gänze aufs Spiel. Und deshalb erwarten wir, dass der Iran zur vollen Erfüllung seiner JCPOA-Pflichten zurückkehrt. Denn jeder weitere Schritt des Irans, der sich von den Verabredungen des Abkommens entfernt, der wird nichts anderes tun, als das Abkommen in Gänze zu gefährden.
Thank you for watching us. Praying for the peace of Israel and the peace of Jerusalem. I'm Jonathan Hassan. Have an Erev Tov, and we will see you again tomorrow at the same time.